Hello there and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. Today we're asking industry professionals from across the world for their market insights. Stephen Hatzakis, editor with Forex Magnates, is in the studio with me right now. Stephen, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, let's have a look at yourself first and foremost. How did you get involved in the Forex industry and what led you to your current role as editor at Forex Magnates?
I first got involved in FX back in 1998 at a young age, and over the years, my roles constantly were involved in the sales process. From there, I basically segued into consulting FX companies, and then eventually that led me to discover Forex Magnates. Actually, I had known Forex Magnates for a number of years already, since when it first started, actually, and had seen the company evolve into the important role that it plays in the foreign exchange space, and yeah, that's basically how I arrived at to become an editor at Forex Magnates, where the company brings the latest industry news in a very specialized way.
Excellent. Now you've spoken already about some of the developments of Forex Magnates. Right. Can you tell us a little bit more about the firm and some of the developments which are ongoing at present? Absolutely.
It's hard to keep up with so many things happening at the company. It's literally expanding very quickly, and Forex Magnates, from this perspective, in my opinion, firstly covers industry-related news. So anybody in the capital markets, financial services space, looking to stay up to speed on the latest developments, can find information, such information on Forex Magnates websites, whether it's exclusive news that we will first discover or break or research, including breaking news as it literally is happening in real time. Major announcements from companies, whether it's earning reports, releasing public data such as volumes. These are important numbers that participants gauge to discover trends of what's going on with the competition. Are foreign exchange volumes up for the month? Are they down for the month? Is it because of volatility being either up or down, or for other reasons? Such as maybe a smaller number of trading days in a month. So there are a number of variables, but Forex Magnates has a very sophisticated research team and process overall for helping to decipher, the tremendous amounts of data that we literally go through, day to day, in order to filter out, what's important versus what's not, and bring obviously only the most relevant stuff. So in addition, there's several other things I'd like to briefly talk about, such as, the Forex Magnates Summit. The company organizes these very high-end exclusive events where you have top executives from across many, sides of foreign exchange around the world, coming together in places like, London, for example, Japan. So this is a great opportunity for the industry to come together and look at common challenges, how to best tackle them. And aside from the summits, Forex Magnates has a directory on its website where companies can list themselves, get exposure, be part of the directory in order to for other companies to find them, whether it's a retail client or a technology services provider. And as well, last but not least, we all know the buzz that digital currencies have been creating over the past year or so. So the company also has dcmagnets.com, which stands for Digital Currency Magnates, which talks all about the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, etc. Very interesting. As you mentioned, so much data, a plethora from regulation to these new digital currencies, trying to keep track on everything that's going on. You've been speaking to some of the main market players working with Dukascopy. From your own interpretation and also from what you've garnered from speaking to them, what are the main challenges heading in the horizon? We do have obviously different technology, different regulation at play. So what are the main challenges coming in the interim, would you say? Right. That's a great question, and I think, in my opinion, based on feedback also, like you said, from participants, I've noticed that although there's no one specific answer, as it might vary from firm to firm, from the region that firms focus in. We actually have a detailed report about this in our upcoming quarterly industry report for the first quarter of 2014. But just generally speaking, I think it falls back on the two key points that we're hearing: regulation and technology development, which the technology development focuses around best supporting customers. So it's really how do we best support customers with customer support, holding their hand, the relationship, new products, new technology. So that whole spectrum, as well as the regulatory side. The regulatory side is very high on the list of priorities, or on the top of the mind of people I've spoken to. And the reason I think is because it's not like 10 years ago where the space there was far less regulation, barely, that existed. And that's another reason why Forex Magnates covers regulatory related on its main website. I probably didn't go through all the things it covers because there's so many, but on the website there's like drop-down menus on the different type of news, so people can see all these categories from the site in real time. But to finish my answer to your question, I think it all stems down to regulatory and what brokers are doing to stay unique and on the technology side.
Definitely. Now, as you mentioned there, you've given us definitely a sneak preview of everything that Forex Magnates covers. But how would you describe your sort of value position, and what do you think is next for Forex Magnates?
The future will be probably more of the same in terms of the market, what's happening like with regulatory. There's probably going to be more regulations coming, so that's a clear trend that I think is pretty evident in my opinion. And then on the other hand, technology development, that's also like an arms race, and companies are always wanting to come up with the next big thing. That it's kind of like mobile phones and cell phones. These gadgets are constantly evolving. Mm-hmm. Same thing really on the software side, but also aside from unique offerings that firms have, you also have common core values that brokers follow that work, and that's how they make money. So Forex Magnates looks at all these, and we try to best use this understanding to best tailor our news so that it's of most value to participants.
Excellent. Well, it sounds hugely valuable. Thank you so much, Stephen, for coming in
very
and
much
telling
for
us all
having me
about it
today.
today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, well that's all from Stephen and myself in another Dukascopy exclusive interview, but make sure you keep clicking back to the website for much more. Goodbye for now.